So today we managed to turn things around a little bit. And actually, I think today was one of the best trading days I've had so far. Today is only the 10th day of trading and trying to become a professional day trader using the trading simulator. And I think just when we factor in everything that happened today, including my decision making on deciding not to get in on certain positions, the stocks that I found to look at in the first place, but also the one we did decide to go into and we managed to take a profit on, all those things combined made today one of the best days of trading we've had so far, even though it wasn't the largest profit we've had up to this point in this 10-day journey. And as some of you know, I have no experience. I'm completely brand new to trading outside of the 10 days that I've documented and posted on this channel. So I'm going to go ahead and straight into the live footage here so you can see everything that happened and watch the entire playback. All right, so 3 we're going to keep an eye on: NAAS, VVPR, and FENG. I don't have them in any particular order, but they're all gapping up on the day. So this is NAAS. So aftermarket, we saw a big pop up. And then pre-market, we saw a little bit of a dip, but another big race up. But now we're kind of in a little bit of a downtrend, but that might be reversing. So we're going to see what happens when the market opens in 2 minutes. VVPR, kind of the same thing. Little gap up in the after hours yesterday, followed by some flat trading, another little gap up, and then another larger gap up. And we're also tending to trend down a little bit. We'll see if that's going to reverse, what'll happen at the market open. And then FENG, this is a little choppy. This was all in the pre-market today that this saw some activity. So this popped up on the pre-market open and then a little bit of a dip, and then it kept going up. And now it's kind of trading flat. Seems to be a little light on the volume. It's not trading very thick. It's also kind of low in price at 364. So we're going to see what happens there. But we're going to keep an eye on all these. And if we see any opportunities, we're going to take them. So these two are both seeing a pretty good gap down at the open. Doesn't seem to be doing anything. I don't think there's really any opportunities at all presenting themselves between these two right now. This looks like it's starting to make a move up, but I got to see a little bit better of a move before I'm going to jump into it. It doesn't look super strong. Huge buy order, though, just came through, and then it disappeared. So either that filled or that just got taken off. Yeah, we're definitely seeing a very similar pattern between both of them. Lots and lots of indecision right here on these 1-minute candles. We might have to wait to see if something's going to form on the 5-minute before we can do anything with this today. I'm just seeing a lot of orders pile up on the ask, much thicker than they're piling up on the bid. So right now we've got some 409, some 408s, but not a ton above 4. Here we've got a whole mess of orders below 430, which is where we were just kind of trading at. We were having some trouble with that on this candle. And then we took another leg down to 415, 417, and we're struggling to get above that. We do have some larger buy orders around $4 though. That might be our bottom. Let's see what's going to happen. But if we break through it, we're gonna keep going down. We got them piling right up at $4. A lot of green on the tape here, but we also have them piling up on the ask. Big order here at 390. Lots of orders piling in at 4. That's psychological level, and it's sort of a support. Aside from this, it's the pre-market low. So I understand why there'd be some interest there. But now we're down below 4, testing below 4. We're at this support line and we're just popping through it a little bit on the way down. This may be on the way back up. VVPR. There's a little bit of movement. Could have been a good scalp opportunity in here, but I was just a little bit late to it. I was looking at the other chart, and then we popped in here as this was starting to make the move up. And breaking through this on this high volume could have been a pretty good entry there. But unfortunately, we missed it. I didn't want to jump the gun on this because we are trading against the trend. We're stepping down at this point, looking from this high of pre-market to, because we're on the back side, right? This was the move up over here. We're on the back side now, so I didn't want to jump the gun there. Even though we're still seeing a lot of green and we're still seeing movement up, we have a lot of topping tails too. This one is still teetering around this 390 mark. See if it's going to continue to push down or not. Bit of a tug of war going on. Even though this is a green candle and this is a red one, they're both very indecisive. Big tails on both sides with lots of volume. We don't have a ton piling up above 430. We have a lot on the ask. And if we could push through it, that could be a great thing. But I'm just seeing more strength on the downside than the upside. I could be wrong. See, this one's starting to pop up now. We're just trading against a trend in both scenarios. I wonder how many other traders are maybe going back and forth between the two. This saw a nice move up from 380. I mean, that's a good swing. That's a good move. But we are on decreasing volume as it's happening. We zoom in on this. We've got high volume, decreasing volume, a little bit higher volume, but now the volume's dropped off. I don't know. This is kind of starting to feel like a no trade day. Ooh, fell right off. Let's see if this one's going to do the same. Are they kind of following each other a little bit? That's what I was nervous about. Just didn't, it wasn't conclusive. It wasn't decisive. I mean, this looked good, right? Nice move to the upside. And you could have gotten a scalp in on this, probably. You could have, taken some profit out of this if you were really quick. But I think this is the trend. This is what it's doing. This is where it's going. So that's why I wasn't really that interested. This is seeing some movement here, but the volume is so low. 12,000. I guess it's not that low, but even with a high relative volume, this thing's not seeing a ton of activity, and it actually looks like it's halted right now. Halted and a lot of sell orders on the ask. We almost started to see a crossover here on the MACD, but it didn't make it. We resumed over here. This will get a little interesting if we break this high, but the volume is still so low. Okay, so VRPX just popped up on the scan, and this is definitely gapping up very nicely. We came from $2, we're almost 150% at the high, and it looks like we have a move up happening now. And at least here, we're not trading against a trend. Might create a bull flag here on the 5-minute. The $3 mark is going to be psychological too. We did break through it, no problem right here. We got some strength on the bid. A lot of orders piling up on the bid. Almost looks like an ABCD pattern coming in with a bull flag on the 5-minute. This is looking kind of good, actually. What do we got? 1,000 shares queued up. Keep the position size kind of small. Break of 3 could be interesting. This would have to be a really, really tight stop if we jumped into this. Oh my gosh, 19,000 share order on the ask. Decreasing volume here. Make sure my auto send is on. That's going to screw me over if that's off. Hard to tell if we're forming a pattern or just starting to stair step down a little bit. Right now we're consolidating. Lots of tug of war happening here. I want to keep seeing them higher lows though. I want to break to a new low. Piling up on the ask. NAAS is making a clean move to the upside here. I guess that's what happens when I get distracted. You miss the moves on the other charts. Volume's starting to slowly increase here, but we're making lower lows. We do have kind of a flag pattern here, so this could see a big push up. And we're seeing a little more down. Looks like things over here are a little more interesting. Now here it looks like there could be an opportunity forming. Trend change. I mean, we have all the signs. I mean, this MACD is wide open. Low volume on this consolidation or this pullback. We're going to start to make a new high. We might put a really tight stop on this at 430. But if we break this 441, that could be a good entry. There it is. But then we've got that psychological level at 450. So if we could push through that, that could look pretty good. Struggling with it. That volume's coming in, though. We might rip through 450 here if we can get it. Why did it just do that? All right, where'd we fill? 465, awful fill. All right, we'll set a stop loss at that 450 level. Push on up for me. Volume's coming in. If we could break 470, we can do quite well. There we go. That's what we wanted. Take some off the table. Or I guess that's all of it off the table. Where does it have my order right now? Oh, did we just get halted? Oh, man, I think we just got halted right as I put the order in. Oh, we filled. Fantastic. All right, good. Good stuff. So very, very happy with that trade. Just in the nick of time too, because I'm going to have to get running here. But just a quick recap of what happened. That's too far in. Let's go back about here. So we were watching this consolidate. We saw this move up. We were looking at another chart. Then we popped back in and we saw this move up, waiting for the pullback for the next leg. And we saw some consolidation in here and we were waiting for that break of the psychological resistance in this previous high to confirm that we're going to continue going up, or in hopes to predict that we're going to continue going up, that is. So we saw the break of this. We got in, we submitted an order. Didn't wind up filling till all the way up here, but it wound up being okay. I would have liked to get in right at the break, but this thing is still doing when I use the hotkey, it's still making that send confirmation come up. So I got to figure that out. But nonetheless, got in right about here, 465. That's where we got our fill. And then we saw a little bit of consolidation, a little bit of indecision here. And we had our stop down 440, which was, below this high. And then we saw the leg up and we wound up getting out. Where did we officially get out? We got out 498, exactly where we submitted the order. And it got halted on the way up. That was a lucky fill, I think, in terms of getting out. I think this is probably going to continue to move upwards. And we look at this level too. I mean, 499. This could potentially spike all the way to $6 because we got a lot of bids, right? We got a lot of buyers here in the queue. We get orders submitted, and if these start to fill, if these fill really quick, this is going to rip right up to $6. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to close this down because I've got a meeting I got to get to. But glad we were able to catch last minute. We were able to catch a win and trading against the trend, no less. Because look at this thing. I mean, this is going down ever since the high of pre-market, but we saw what I would consider good enough to be a reversal. We started to see a step up, pulled back to this support level here. Then we saw another step up, pulled back to this support level here, which was previous resistance. And then that's when we got the leg up. So super happy with the trade and great way to finish off the session. So that's it. That was the only trade we managed to take. I was running really, really close to the end of the clock there to where I was going to have to close the platform down anyway, and I wasn't going to be able to take any more positions, but I was glad we were able to squeeze that last win in right before the clock ran out. So let's go ahead and take a look at the spreadsheet here, and let's see what it looks like, the full picture of the whole thing so far. So NAAS was the stock that we traded. We got in at 9.54 and 27 seconds with a buy for 1,000 shares, and we got in at 4.65 using a market order. So this is the first time I've used market orders placing in my positions. I was using limit orders up until this point based on some things that happened yesterday. You should go back and watch that video. I'll put a little thing to it up in the corner here. You can go and see all of the different tech issues that I had yesterday, which absolutely killed me yesterday and caused this massive loss that we see up here. But nonetheless, we managed to get in at 465. And then about 2 minutes later, right into a halt, we managed to actually fill right when it halted. And we sold those 1,000 shares at 498 and we pulled in a $330 profit. Now, yesterday was pretty devastating because as you can see by the running profit and loss, which is this column all the way to the right here, we actually dropped down below $10,000 in profit by a considerable amount. We managed to get down to about almost $9,000 after all those losses. We were able to come back with a couple of trades at the end of the day yesterday, and then we managed to pop back over 10,000 on our running profit and loss so far. So super happy about that. I think today was one of the greatest trading days so far, just simply because of some of the decisions I was able to make and deciding not to jump into a position that didn't look strong enough, but then deciding to take a position that really, really looked strong and getting in at the right time, having a good entry, and then having a really good exit as well, which was mostly luck. I was taking out profit because that was good enough for me. I was ready to pull my profit out there. Just so happened we entered the order soon enough that we got out right before the halt. Couldn't have been happier with that lucky fill, but nonetheless wound out to be a really good day. So that's going to be it for me. I'm going to be right back into it tomorrow. So I'm going to have another video coming up tomorrow night for you guys to see what kind of progress we make then. Hopefully it's as good as it was today. Hopefully every day is as good as it was today. Obviously it's not going to be, but that would be really nice to dream about now, wouldn't it? But I'm trading every single day that I can, and every day I do trade, I'm documenting every single second of it and recording my voice, so that way you know all the thoughts that are going through my mind, the reasoning behind every decision I take. You can see everything that I'm seeing on the chart as I'm seeing it in these live trading replays, and I'm uploading these every single day because I want to see what happens and how long it takes, and if it's possible for me to go from being completely brand new to a professional day trader. And I'm dropping every single detail on this channel in the form of these videos, so that way I can be completely transparent, and also so I can inspire some other people to approach trading the right way. I believe, even though I'm not a professional and I can't teach you how to become a day trader, what I can do is I can teach you the right way to go about learning something new that involves a lot of risk, and the right way to go about it so you can mitigate that risk as much as possible by, of course, doing the most important thing that a lot of people don't like to do, which is take the time to practice and learn the skills before diving into the market head first with a fully funded account and then risking losing all of it. So if you want to follow along with me and you want to keep staying updated and watch these videos, definitely feel free to leave a subscribe on this video. I love seeing you guys subscribe. I'm getting new people coming into this community every single day, leaving comments on my videos. Everybody's been super helpful. It's been super awesome. And if you liked this video genuinely, then feel free to drop a like on it, because that helps the algorithm and it helps me get these videos in front of more people on YouTube. But that's going to be it for me today. So thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.